Hello there, and welcome back to Knights of the Nerd Republic. I am your host, Jared the Dark Jedi, and on the show this week, live in-house, we got Darth Id.
Yay! Hello!
That wasn't what I was expecting.
No,
I was
not me
waiting for the
neither.
maniacal
Me
laugh.
neither.
Even
Yeah,
Mike doesn't know what's going to come out of his mouth anymore. We have the consular, Lexi Capel.
God, sorry. I had to unmute myself, but hello.
And we have the lore keeper, Connor Chiquiti.
Hello there, everyone.
Connor, you sound a little funky. You say that again for me, buddy?
Hello there, everyone.
Oh, so much better.
Okay.
That smooth ass
Weird.
baritone's coming through nice and clear.
Okay, cool. Interesting.
We have four stories for you guys here this week. Some fun stories. One of them I think is objectively hilarious, as to how it came about, and that's going to be the one we jump into right here. EA announces Star Wars Squadrons. Reading directly from this article from Alex Kane of Nerdist. The next Star Wars release from Electronic Arts will be Star Wars Squadrons, after an image and title for the game leaked on Xbox.com's homepage. EA tweeted out a proper announcement on Friday afternoon. A tagline was featured on the Xbox website as well in EA's tweet, "Pilots Wanted." According to sources familiar with the game's production, VentureBeat reports that Star Wars Squadrons is a game about piloting ships in head-to-head battles. It features a single-player campaign, but the main focus for Squadrons is on the multiplayer. The idea is to get players fighting against each other in team battles featuring iconic Star Wars vessels. The game is likely to hit consoles and PC later this fall. In February, Kotaku mentioned that a smaller, more unusual Star Wars project was in development at EA Motive in Montreal. That turned out to be a game codenamed Project Maverick, which leaked to the public the following month. So this is obviously not the first Star Wars game like this. You know, there's the classic X-Wing, TIE Fighter, Rogue Squadron games that are all, have a special place in some Star Wars gamers' hearts. Those were a little bit before my time, and I've never been super into the space combat stuff. But yeah, Connor, your thoughts?
I'm excited, man. I mean, to have a I'm guessing a space combat only game really excites me because, like, that's one thing in Star Wars I really love. Especially just flying X-Wings, man. Like, I love X-Wings so much. And, like, honestly, I was kind of expecting it to have, like, a heavy focus on multiplayer. I actually didn't expect a story, but I'm not surprised that it's, like, short, although I wish it wasn't. But, like, there's a small part of me, and I could be wrong, though, there's a small part of me that's thinking it's going to somehow tie into Alphabet Squadron. I don't know why. I just get that feeling.
It easily could, like it would be easy to sneak in like a passing reference to one of the characters from Alphabet Squadron. I also think that like at this point, after the bedlam and outrage that was Battlefront 2015, that it didn't have a campaign at all, that EA has recognized like we have to put something in or they will kill us.
It shouldn't have just released a third of the game. I mean, come on.
No, I mean, I agree. The whole rollout for that game was problematic.
Yeah.
But that specific thing, I think, was the one thing that even after like people were like, oh, I'm angry I had to pay for the other 3/4 of this game, but also it got better and better and better, just like Battlefront 2 did over time. But I don't think they'll ever make that mistake again because they know heads will roll.
Oh, exactly. And they know how successful single-player games are with the financial and critical success of Jedi Fallen Order. Like, they know. So, like, I just wonder how they're going to retool their philosophy if they do before they lose the license, because I kind of hope they do.
I mean, on one hand, I'm with you where like I do want to see it sent to other people. If for nothing else that I know, I don't think that EA has ownership of any studios that work on fighting games. And I'm gonna die on that hill that I want a Star Wars fighter.
Oh yeah.
But aside from that, I kind of just either want it to stay with EA or for them to diversify it and like license it out to other people so that Respawn still gets to handle Fallen Order sequels and stuff like that. I also, and I find this bit interesting, is that it looks like this is only going to be original trilogy era, which really frustrates me.
That's entirely fair.
Like again, another issue that a lot of people have at Battlefront 2015 is that I don't just want the Galactic Civil War. I want to play in the Clone War and I want to play in the sequels. We
got that in Battlefront 2, but then like there were a whole host of other issues that kind of overshadowed that.
Yeah, and the fact that there was like this really weird back and forth lean where like at any given moment one era was getting way more love than the other.
Yeah.
So I very much hope to see the as the game progresses to maybe see them add those other eras. Now, Alexis,
it's just two questions. No, I'll just make this quick. I think just two questions, which one might have been answered, that I have is, I wonder who's writing the story, and I also wonder if like sort of multiplayer support, both online and offline, because I'm really hoping there's offline content because other than the story, because like that's my bread and butter, man. I will face off against TIE fighter bots all day, every day. I just wonder if like support for that from EA Motive will continue on after a few months, much like how Respawn still, started putting out patches and then gave us that huge content update on May 4th with Fallen Order when pretty much everyone and their mother thought, oh, Respawn's done with Fallen Order, they're just going to move on to the sequel. So, but like with whoever's writing the game, I'm thinking it's Mitch Dyer. And for those that don't know or forget, Mitch Dyer was one of the writers on the Battlefront 2 campaign, which featured Iden Versio. So like, if he's the one writing it, I'm excited to see what he does with it, even though like multiple reporters have said that it's going to be short, but I hope it's short but sweet.
Yeah, if there's one complaint I have about Battlefront 2's campaign is that it is very, very brisk. And doesn't spend a whole lot of time on the Imperial side of things, which was what I was hoping for. Very excited about was that because again, it's Celebration at E3 and everything leading up to Battlefront 2's release. They did this big talk about like you get to play on the dark side, you get to prove your loyalty to the Emperor, and I was like, yeah, like we're gonna avenge the Empire, and then 3 missions in, we join the rebellion. Yeah. So I'm really hoping to get a little bit more dark side love, or maybe even kind of like how like way in the way back, the original Battlefront. The campaigns were split, like in the original Battlefront, like you started like the first missions of the battle or of the campaign on the like Battlefront from like 2003 or whatever was you started as the Separatists. Like, the first battle was the Battle of Naboo and you were playing as the Trade Federation battle droids, like on the field, like mowing down Gungans and shit. And I wonder if that's how they'll do it, where they'll be like, okay, we're going to do like the first chunk of the campaign will be Rebellion or Imperial or whatever, and then it'll shift over to being a Rebellion story. And I hope that doesn't necessarily involve another Imperial becoming a rebel, because I've gotten my fill. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's obvious. It's like it's a storyline already. Yeah, it's just there.
Yeah. But that said, Lexi, I'm curious. Is this something you're interested in that you think you'll be playing?
I'm gonna sound dumb. Okay, so what is this? Like, what? Point blank, what is this game?
It's gonna basically be the starship modes of Battlefront.
Okay.
As a whole game.
So just ships
Just ships.
the whole game.
I honestly hope.
No, sorry, Mike.
No, you're good. You.
I would try it. It sounds fun. I know, Jared, I don't know if I'm right in this, but you're not a big ship guy, though.
Not really. That's not really my bread and butter.
In the one sense of the word, he's not.
Yeah.
Not these ships. Not these ships. If they announced it was Star Wars Squadrons and you had like Anakin and Padme and Han and Leia and Obi and Satine and Ben and Rey, then it's a shipping game. Okay, I'm in.
Oh shit.
But I don't know. I think they're cool. I think it would be cool to learn more about the actual like flying-y party of it.
No, that's absolutely valid because like you've been pretty on it with the Disney era of Star Wars gaming. Like the Battlefront 2015 was a great jumping off point for people who were like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm really gonna dive into the into the non-movie material. So I was curious if your streak would continue. Like
Maybe it'll help me identify the ships better and like stuff like that. Because with like you, I love the ships. I love the styles of them and stuff, but I still can't like point them out.
which is fair.
Oh, that's an X-wing. Oh, that's a TIE fighter. And then
Which is fair because you, unlike us, have a life. So you have these things I've heard of called friends.
Someone didn't read the essential guide to vehicles and vessels.
Yes, you know why? Because people talk to her. That's why she didn't read it. She didn't have to sit down.
I have a social life.
Yes, she does. Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay. We don't blame you.
We're not envious.
Just remember one thing about this game. It's gonna have VR support.
Ooh.
Oh.
Really?
I just remembered
realized we
that.
didn't
Yeah.
hop back into the call, so we can't see them, and we can, and we're just staring at the audio track for no reason.
So
Yeah, no, that'll
that's
be
gonna
interesting.
be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any of the VR stuff, but it'll be interesting, and I like seeing the games that are getting announced because I have a feeling Squadrons is going to be kind of in the same way that like Assassin's Creed Black Flag was one of those like multi-generational games that they released it in that window of we're still going to make games through the 360, but we're reaching the end times for that. And that kind of course correct that happens there. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the differences in how these games run between the Xbox One S and the Xbox One and PS4 and PS5s respectively.
And of course, the trailer drops on Monday.
Yes, the
After we
trailer.
record.
The trailer will drop about 24 hours after this podcast comes out.
Exciting.
Yeah,
Exciting. Keep a lookout, guys.
Yeah, well, like Travis said in the chat, like after after one of you guys shared that the headline into the chat, he's like, I'm pretty sure that like Disney knows our upload schedule and just enjoys fucking with us at this point. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, man. Lucasfilm is like, oh, these guys are gonna record at this time. All right, we're gonna release the trailer afterwards.
yeah. The day of the show where we don't talk about anything Star Wars either, which is a frustrating thing. Like just like how May the 4th fell on the day we record TNAP as a lovely little middle finger. But yeah, moving along from Squadrons.
You didn't ask me what I think.
What do you think, Mike?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Jared. I think that like this game is really exciting. I hope that the controls are less clumsy than the ship controls are in Battlefront 2. Or maybe it's just me that I'm a crappy player because I always play with my freaking 5th grade cousin and like he whoops my butt every time we play. But like I don't know, maybe he's more experienced in games than me, but like they're just like the rolls are too confusing. When you're trying to roll the ship, it's just too complicated. Yeah.
Like when you're just I get that. Like I really like how Criterion did it in Battlefront 2. I really enjoyed that, but like it took a lot to get used to.
Yeah, because I only play like once in a blue moon, like usually when I'm with him, and like I'm always just extremely clumsy with it. But I guess it's more accurate to real starship combat, which actually exists. But
Yeah. Well, there's a Space Force now, Mike.
Yeah,
We have
right.
to. It's gonna teach us how to so we can defend ourselves Independence Day style
From the damn Martian secessionists.
from the Martian secessionists and the space communists
Yeah.
On the
I'm
red
also
planet.
hoping,
on the red planet. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, on Mars too when we try
Yeah.
to colonize it. I'm also hoping like a real small thing is this came to me randomly. The one line from Rogue One with General Draven when he says "Squadron up, target Edu." I'm hoping that like that line, like just "Squadron up," is like used as sort of a match announcement thing, both online and offline.
That is a
Like, I don't know,
lovely
it
little
just seems too
detail. I love
perfect
that.
not to use.
That was the blue man, right? The blue dude? The blue squadron leader?
Yeah.
Or was he the guy on the ground?
No, General Draven was
The guy
Oh,
was
General Draven,
Kill this.
yeah, no, that was
the mean,
General
scary
Merrick
dude.
was the blue leader.
Oh, that's right, Merrick. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Love that guy. Wish he didn't die.
No
R.I.P.
extraction. Kill him. Like, ooh.
Moving right along to our next story here, one that I'm very excited about. We'll read directly from the StarWars.com press release. This is a part of their whole Empire at 40, because this is the 40th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back this month. Check out the cover from a certain point of view, The Empire Strikes Back. On May 21st, 1980, Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back made its theatrical debut. The celebrated classic film's landmark, 40th anniversary, blah, blah, blah. 40 years of Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, 40 authors retelling its stories. Sounds good to us. So this is a follow-up on what they did a few years ago whenever A New Hope turned 40, when they did that from a certain point of view, where it was a collection of short stories all told from the perspective of different like background characters.
Never done that before.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was cool though. You know, like I know
Never done that before ever.
I know Lexi's favorite lore nugget in the new canon came from that.
Which one is that, Lexi? What is your favorite lore nugget?
I'm not aware of what he's talking about at the moment.
That Yoda uses Qui-Gon Jinn's old robe as a blanket.
Oh,
Right.
yes, he
That's
uses
right.
the
Kind of like
blankie.
that's kind of
snuggles that
heartbreaking
thing.
now.
How the hell
He snuggles it.
how did he get it? Like, I thought it would have been Ashes with Qui-Gon
Well, he was
Snuck in there.
beforehand.
Stuck in there and grabbed it.
Be
That's what he did.
Master Qui-Gon at his funeral will
He sniffs it at night.
Yeah, he
He
said.
sniffs it at
Heartbreaking
night.
because I'm pretty sure it's now confirmed that that's the blanket he like passes
Yep.
on into.
That's
He
ex-
dies in.
Yeah, he dies
Yes.
wearing Qui-Gon's coat.
There's probably like
He
then
had
like
one last sniff.
Stop.
there's probably like Kylo's like baby Kylo's loincloth to her his first diaper. I bet Luke went back to Dagobah and got it.
Yeah, don't
Yes.
even. I don't.
I mean, I don't know.
And then sniffed it.
But why? Why is
That's
this?
why Luke makes that face whenever he goes to attack Ben in the hut in the Last Jedi. That face isn't him like seething with rage. He's just like, you
shit."
stink real good, you know.
Ew, no, you took it too far.
Oh boy.
But yeah, we're getting, which I think everybody was kind of expecting that we would get another from a certain point of view for the anniversary of Empire.
I need to read the first one.
It's good. It's really good, and they have like a really good cast of people. I'm pretty sure like fucking John Hamm is one of the people they have narrating. when
John
it's
Hamm.
like the actor from Mad Men.
Yeah, he's the main guy from Mad Men.
He's in Baby Driver.
The kid?
I can't.
No, he's the good look. He's like the middle-aged, good-looking guy who's like trying to kill Baby.
Oh, okay.
Him.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, that
okay.
handsome son of a bitch.
Spoilers.
Okay. I saw like halfway through that movie, and then something happened. I didn't finish it. I can't remember what.
But regardless, I'm like 99% sure John Hamm was one of the narrators on the first one. So I'm looking forward to seeing who all they get on here. Claudia Gray, actually, she had one in there called Master and Apprentice about Obi-Wan talking to Qui-Gon's ghost while Luke was at the Lars homestead finding Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru's bodies. and we got like kind of our like first and only insights into how Force Ghosts work, which was fun. But aside from that, you know, I really want to see what all they mine from this. Now, Connor, I know you have a specific request for what obscure character perspective you want on this.
I know there's like 2 characters that everybody wants, and I'm pretty sure one of them is. 2 of them, I think, are the 2 I'm thinking of. Pretty much going to show up in it.
Yeah.
But
so who do you want?
Okay, the obscure character I want is the standby ion control fire woman on Hoth. Her name is Torin Farr.
She was in
And
Tales of the Bounty
I just
Hunters.
want to know more about her, man. Apparently she has a sister, which is just dope.
Yeah, her sister's in Special Forces, I think. I mean, according to the original canon, the good canon. Great
Shut up!
canon.
Shut up!
The Lord's
Shut up!
canon.
Get out of my
God's
house!
good
Get out of my
canon.
house!
All of it's good.
I'm not in your house. I'm in Nana's house.
But
Okay, get out of Nana's house.
I was about to make the same joke, Mike.
Yes.
But the 2 characters I'm thinking of that I'm pretty much gonna get story on it are Wilro Hood, the ice cream maker guy, for those
Yep.
that don't know.
Potbelly dude.
And
you might also know him
Lobot.
as that. Oh, Lob.
We're definitely getting Lobot.
Something about Lobot,
Oh yeah,
just
we're definitely
like
getting Lobot. We're definitely getting Wilro Hood. Like,
Well, because like especially because like after we got Lobot's, I hate and love this sentence because what I'm about to say sounds like Legends canon bullshit. After we got Lobot's origin story in the Lando comic,
because in the Legends he was like a terrorist. He was a pirate king. His father was like
yeah,
a dread
in
like
canon he was like one of Lando's like good friends.
Okay.
Beforehand, and he always had like the cybernetic implants, but like it
Okay.
was kind of a thing where like he wasn't completely AI yet.
yeah.
But there was like some weird thing going on with like something had infected Lobot, and the only way to keep him alive was to basically like turn him into a computer
Yeah.
permanently. So that's what ended up happening. But yeah, so yeah, and oh god, Wilro Hood. And again, a little lore nugget, because again, Alexis has a life. Are you aware of the mustachioed man in a yellow jumpsuit? So in the scene
With
in
a
Empire,
pot belly, like
with
a
little
pronounced pot belly, which makes him very
he's one of the he's kind of like those Jedi that I always point out during the Battle of Geonosis, that once you see it, you can't unsee it.
God, what's his name again? The one who.
Holman Trevor.
Yeah, thank you.
No,
Thank
not
you,
him. I
Connor.
was talking about the guys with the 2 lightsabers that are in the background doing the same thing.
I was thinking the Jedi that Mike, I think, was thinking of.
Yeah.
Whenever they eventually do the 40th anniversary of Attack of the Clones, we better get a Coleman Trevor from a certain point of view.
Like,
Yeah, I want it to be like a very like dark poem about death as he's
have a
plummeting
rendezvous with
from
death.
as he's plummeting from the balcony. But Alexis, in the scene in Empire, whenever Lando makes the order to Cloud City for everybody to evacuate because the Empire is there, and you see like all of the Cloud City residents like kind of running past the camera while Leia, Lando, and everybody are coming through. There is a guy, again, I think it's like a yellow jumpsuit. He has a mustache, and he's running through, but he's carrying what is very clearly an ice cream maker.
Wait,
but he's also a
Really?
he's a rebel operative.
I thought his jumpsuit was orange.
Yellow or orange.
Wait, there he is.
Oh, you got the homie pulled
got a
up. You got the
picture of
boy.
him. Yeah,
You got the boy. You got Wilro. You got Wilro. You're holding in front of the camera.
There he is.
Yeah, that's orange.
Yeah.
Yeah. I stand corrected on the color, but yeah, it's one of the. Well, that's how Star Wars Explained got his start. The first video he ever published was Wilro Hood Explained.
What?
Yeah,
I did not know this.
Go all the way back. That is Alex Damon's first ever Star Wars video, is talking about Wilro Hood. And that's the thing, is that like he's had like, I know at one point in Legends he was like a rebel spy
Yeah.
who would just happen to be on Bespin.
Yeah.
I know there's been a couple
Because
other
they
in
said
Legends.
the ice cream maker on the bottom was a rebel insignia or something. It was like weird.
There's all kinds of stupid
yeah.
shit. Yeah, I can't remember what his like canon point of being there is. But he's just one of those characters that like people latch onto for no good reason.
Because, yeah, for no good reason. That's a good point. That's a good way to say it.
That just like, what's his story?
Is.
That's what Star Wars is.
Yeah,
Everybody has a random ass character that they just can't, that they just don't stop thinking about. That like,
Yeah.
It's like The Room. It's like one of the qualities that The Room has, Star Wars also has, just that sort of attachment that you get randomly to.
Like, you just get a random attachment to this background character that has no story. Meanwhile, freaking Darth Vader's getting 20 more hours of story content that, like...
hey, it's not
Yeah.
my fault that their most marketable character happens to also be my favorite. So lay off me, man.
I'm just saying, take some of those 20 hours, put it in some of the background characters, and
Well, like, and that's how I was.
we got something.
That's how I was with like every single Jedi Council member. Where like I latched on to like Ki-Adi-Mundi and Plo Koon and Saesee Tiin especially, and it was just like
Dude,
Euro
I
Poof.
love that, man.
So I eventually, in like 10 years, when we get the Phantom Menace,
We're just clones, sir. We're meant to be expendable. Not to me.
well, that's why I love the Clone Wars so much, and that's why I wish like Saesee Tiin and Ki-Adi-Mundi got a little bit more play.
Yeah.
Dude, I just hope Ayla Secura gets a lot more story, man.
Me
I mean,
too.
my Star Wars wife,
She'll
too.
probably be the real character that comes up in Mando. It won't even be Ahsoka. It'll be
It'll
Ayla
be
Secura.
Ayla, and they're
Like
just
someone, like there was a really
Come
bad
back.
like screw up, foul up, like some idiot. They had some moron write the article, and like someone was trying to explain the character to someone else, but like they didn't get the name right. Ahsoka,
Oh, it's
Ayla,
funny.
what?
I want there to, even though there hasn't been an opening crawl for the Mandalorian, obviously there's a part of me that just really badly wants there to be, and like the episode where Ayla Secura shows up, just the dead speak. Have like some like old ass, like the old ass version of Commander Bly, just somehow Ayla Secura has returned.
They find like her holocron or something. It's like some random.
But yeah, so Connor, we got you, Mike. Who do you want to see from a certain point of view story from?
I kind of want to see I want to see like Kat and Nita's pilot, like the one who flew that TIE shuttle from the Avenger to the Executor, and
Yeah.
like to see like oh, so I wonder where Kat and Nita is. It's like Kat and Nita has met an accident. Like well, being that Lord Vader is here, I put two and two together, and I'll be on my way.
I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna go not where Vader is because he's feeling choky today, and I want to avoid that.
I want like
He's feeling choky today.
it's like Nita's pilot, Kat and Nita, or oh no, I know. In one of the comics, I can't remember the original, the Legends stuff. They developed more Luke's training on Dagobah, and like in it, he encountered some sort of like robot.
yeah.
Some
Droid or whatever?
he encountered some robot bounty hunter on Dagobah who like I think Luke let him go for some reason.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
But like on the way, they elaborated more on Dagobah's wildlife, and they showed a knobby white spider, which are these giant spider things that would take root and then become trees, and that was actually the entrance to which Luke went to go into the cave. It was a knobby
shit.
white spider. That's how
Star Wars is so weird. I love it.
But there's some good there's stuff that's like it's just in that in between space between
yeah, it's
just,
a Venn diagram between weird shit and good shit.
yeah,
that,
and
yeah.
it's right there, like the knobby white spider. Like it walks around devouring animals, and when it's done,
Yeah.
it's bored. It just takes root and
When
becomes
you gotta
a tree.
go, you gotta go, and it becomes a tree.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah. I want to see a knobby white spider in Kat and Nita or his pilot. I'll take either one.
Okay, I have a joke one that I'm gonna make before I pitch to Alexis here.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to see not Captain Nita or Admiral Piet or even Admiral Ozzel. I want to see the poor son of a bitch whose Star Destroyer gets taken out by an asteroid.
Oh right, yeah, like when the
When he taps
yeah,
out
right. Oh, there he goes.
Okay, I'm adding a second one. That one. I'm dead serious, dude. Oh, that would be great.
It's like, and that's the thing. Is like, I don't even know if that officer is named, so you can just make a bullshit lie that it's a random Imperial officer.
Right.
Because I'm sure I'm not the only person who cannot tell the difference between all the pasty British white men.
Right, yeah.
So like, have it just be this bit where it's like you have no idea it's coming, and then as he's in the conference call with Vader, just have some random just like, I want results, Admiral, not excuses. And then, like, as he's hearing that, it's just like just the paragraph just abruptly ends.
Like, for all we know, it could have been our first catch of the day, dude. It could have been that guy.
Oh, that's
was Veers.
a friend of mine.
No. Veers was on the ground.
I was wrong, but here's the thing, and I talked to Spencer, pointed this out to me. Veers is aboard the Executor at one point in the movie, and that like he goes down to Hoth.
But he wasn't that guy, though.
Oh, you're right. First catch of the day, the battle was already started.
That was a dude up in the destroyer with the ion cannon. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it was.
It could have been that dude who got whacked for all we know.
Yeah,
you know?
like I said, it's all the same person.
A friend of mine,
Huh.
a friend of mine, fellow Talswift admin, Rui Amaral, he wants a story on that character, our first catch of the day character.
Like you ever go fishing? Like in the Family Guy Star Wars. Yeah. Because good, our first catch of the day. Ugh. I love it.
Lexi,
Yes.
are there any characters you want to see from a certain point of view story about?
That's what I was trying to think of. There's
Say Nobby White Spider.
What?
Say it out loud.
Thank you for the
What are you
Twilight
whispering?
reference.
Yes.
What?
He was telling you to reiterate his thing about the tree spider.
No, I'm good.
You don't find that oddly peaceful? It's like a giant white spider that just hangs out. I just love it.
Maybe.
I don't know why.
I honestly have no idea what that is.
That's all right.
Like, maybe this isn't a great question for me. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think.
Maybe the Huguenots you'd like.
The Ugnaught?
Yeah.
Dude, I saw this one thing on Twitter that was wild. That was like, what if one of the Ugnaught, and then granted, like, I know people get frustrated when like every single Star Wars character has like random cameos in places when it makes the galaxy feel super small. But I saw somebody suggesting like, what if one of the Ugnaughts in Cloud City is Queel?
Oh. That's...
Yo,
Who?
The Ugnaught from The Mandalorian.
I have spoken.
I need to rewatch that.
Oh.
But anyway,
that
that would
guy.
be so cool if not even if one of the Ugnaughts was Queel, but if just like one of them had a story in the book.
Oh, wait, one more thing. I almost forgot. Remember in the Lego Star Wars 2 game when you're running around, I can't remember if you're as Luke or as Chewie, you're running around like in the Ugnaught thing and you find a B-1 battle droid like in the stuff you can blow up.
Really?
Yeah. I just thought of that. What if you could find him? But that's old.
That
Old.
would be a fun story. Just some like scrap battle droid.
He
that
like,
just
gets
like
reactivated. He like...
it's like
He
what is
finds-
going on?
All right.
Mr.
Can we
Bones,
get-
yeah,
can we get
Mr.
a
Bones
freaking
before
explanation?
Mr. Bones.
Yeah.
Can we get a freaking explanation about who the hell finds Luke's hand and lightsaber?
We're going to.
That would be the perfect story.
Isn't there
That's it. That's the one. Is just some poor son of a bitch.
Wait. No. Yeah, we're getting that story with Charles Soule.
Because there's a comic book thing about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Charles Soule.
Oh, is he doing that in the main
He's
Star Wars
writing
run?
yeah. I think so. After it's set, like, pretty much right after...
Well, I know it's right after Empire, but like I didn't know that he was going to
And,
be
like-
doing the guy who found Luke's hand and
No.
lightsaber.
There's like the one panel for I think the second or third issue literally shows a figure in a hooded figure catching the saber.
But that figure, I swear to God, had like Jedi robes also. Like,
I
you
would
could see a
not. I would
tunic.
be okay with the idea of Charles Soule, or like maybe Charles Soule will be one of the authors and he's going to write that story.
He's confirmed he didn't write one of them.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
Well, I still want a story about whoever is like, again, I know.
The creation of Luke Skywalker.
No, we're not getting Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker.
No, I do not want a clone of Luke.
Luke Skywalker.
I hate it so
I'll
much.
never forget. There was one time where it was there was a tweet going around that said, "Ruin a Star Wars character by putting in one letter," and I put Luke Skywalker, and I was like, "Oh wait."
So, okay, again, this is Legends, and Alexis has a life, and I just enjoy just dropping, like, bullshit Legends stuff on her from time to time.
No, I feel like I can't contribute to these conversations because I have no idea what you're talking about most of the time.
This is a good one to not know anything about.
Hey, it's not that bad.
It
wasn't
silly.
that bad.
It's silly.
Hey, Mara and Luke were like, bow chicka wow, fighting the bad guys, getting to know each other in that, man. Come on.
So back in Legends, there was and I know I typically use the term Space Wizard as shorthand for Jedi.
Joris Kaba.
Yeah. So
He's literally me.
I don't. You're right.
me.
You're right. So when I say Space Wizard, I don't mean Jedi. I mean literally a space wizard named Jaruis Sabayoth.
Why does that sound familiar?
That
to
guy
me?
was dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
One of the
Sabayoth
few
was
things I
cool.
liked in post Return of the Jedi Legends.
That was a Zahn thing, so
Yeah.
automatically Zahn gets like everything like
Yeah,
cool.
stamp of approval. Yeah. So
Zahn Zahn.
Yeah, Zahn earns
So Jaruis Sabayoth finds Luke's severed hand from whenever Vader lopped it off on Cloud City, takes it, and then clones an evil version of Luke for him to train as his apprentice,
he calls
and names him Luke Skywalker.
No,
and it's said weird because it's spelled Luuke.
I thought it was just Luke. Why are you saying Lau?
Every YouTuber, because there's a couple of the Versus Series YouTubers who have used him in matchups.
Oh, and that's how
and
they
they've
say
pronounced
it.
it. And they typically, when they pronounce something like that,
Yeah.
it's because they're pulling it from whenever they heard it in an audiobook. So I'm assuming that like in one of the audiobooks,
That's how it
like
was
Zahn
said.
specified it's Lauk.
Okay.
So, and I also just don't. I get
Luke
more
is
frustrated
funnier.
when I say Luke Skywalker.
Well, let's hope. But like Joris,
Why?
it's literally me though. Like he's nuts. He also serves as like an advisor to Thrawn in those books, right?
Yeah, something like that. I
Yeah.
know there's a connection between Jaruis and.
I had to reread. I only got like through 1/4 of the way through Heir to the Empire, but I should just read those.
But yeah, so personally, I want a story from Dengar's perspective.
Why Dengar?
I think he would be the funniest one to kind of get in the head of in that scene, because like as we see like Dengar in like the Clone Wars and like his appearance in
right.
Battlefront, like he is the stereotypical like Australian mercenary.
That's right.
The-
Because I
like,
forgot
that's-
he was in
Like that character trope.
Yeah.
So just the idea of Dengar standing there, he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to capture that Han Solo bastard. I'm going to, go to get him, grill him on the barbie." That was mildly offensive. Sorry, Blue Banthamel on the space Barbie. And just like for him to look over and be like, "Oh, hey, there's Boba Fett. I know him. There's Bosk. I know him. What's this giant bee man doing over here with Zuckuss?" Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I want to see a story from all of them.
Yeah,
be cool,
I
I
wouldn't. I
think.
wouldn't complain.
getting
about
like
that.
lost in the executors hallways.
Yeah, there's just so much there.
Follow the arrow. 6 foot social distancing, please. We have a virus. Move, please. Stop.
the
No.
Empire.
Blue Shadow virus has reemerged.
All will be well. Just follow the. It's like it's like a hospital nightmare thing. Like how in hospitals
but,
it's all.
But Dengar would be like one of the Karens who like went to the reopen protests. So like Dengar, even though he has like the head bandages that he could easily use as a face mask, is actively choosing not to.
And that's why it's down.
Yeah, because like you can make an argument. Bosk, he's not a human, so he's not susceptible to it.
Yeah.
You know,
He won't spread it. Yeah.
Forlom is a
Is a
droid.
droid, yeah.
Zuckuss already has a respirator on.
IG-88 is a droid, and Boba has a
Has his
mask
helmet
on. They're all like, Boba's like, well, I seriously think you should be taking more precautions than you are, but I think we can agree to disagree. Like,
Even the Star Wars villains are like, you should really social distance, you know? Oh, that's funny as hell. Palpatine like issues an ordinance that like every Star Destroyer has to have like a giant thing of hand sanitizer.
Order 6666.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, jeez. But yeah, very excited for From a Certain Point of View, part the second. That story had no right to be as long as it was.
That was funny. It was fun.
We were having fun, kids. It was 20 minutes bullshitting. We got another quickie story here. Mandalorian Season 2 release update. It's still on track to release according to schedule despite COVID. We have from Jon Favreau here confirming that we will be seeing Season 2 of The Mandalorian in October.
Okay.
So that was a month earlier than we got it last year.
That's right.
Obviously, it was a launch title on Disney Plus, so it came out, November 6th. I have no idea how I remembered the date specifically. That was pulled straight from my
You want
ass.
Baby Yoda. You want to raise Baby Yoda.
I-
You can't. He.
I would love to be Baby Yoda's father.
Oh yeah.
I think I would be a great dad for Baby Yoda. Like
You and him together in like quarantine. It'd be like a model for like how the rest of us should act. You and the child.
oh, thank you
Yeah.
so much. I'm honored by that. I have this image in my head of the Michael Keaton movie Mr. Mom.
I haven't seen that one.
I just have this image of like being like full Mr. Mom with the child,
Okay.
just like teaching him how to do the magic hand thing, which is still my favorite line from the whole show.
You're like,
It's do the magic hand thing immediately followed by the child just waving at Grief Karga. It's like the cutest scene in the whole goddamn show. Like everybody like always makes joke about like him sipping on the broth and shit. Like that's all cute. That is all really cute. And like when he reaches out to Mando in the first episode.
yeah.
Baby Yoda aggressively waving at Grief Karga because he doesn't understand what he's telling him to do warms my heart every time I see it.
He's such a damn ball. He has stolen Star Wars. He is completely stolen the spotlight, but I am totally okay with it.
Yeah.
I am a slave to his affections. It's great. Good
Yes,
kid.
we here on the Nerd Academy podcast would commit heinous acts in the name of the child.
For the child's safety, for the child's well-being, everything.
We just want to make him
Bebe.
the baby. I want to see the baby.
bounty hunting is a
Oh
complicated
yeah,
profession
freaking
these
Werner
days.
Herzog.
Last night,
Dude, Werner Herzog actually directing the baby like it's a real thing is like probably the most adorable thing ever.
I really want to see like a Werner Herzog. What was his character's name again?
he didn't get one.
Oh, that's right. He
Client.
was just some what?
The client.
The
Yeah,
client.
that's
Okay.
it.
I want to see the client and Dr. Strangelove. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's the Stanley Kubrick movie, which actually really pertains to the times, given everything that's going
I
on in
thought
the
you
real
were
world.
making a joke and calling Dr. Pershing Dr. Strangelove.
Wait, who's Dr. Pershing?
The guy who looks like
the
Connor.
oh, right.
It's me.
It's Connor.
But like, there's this other crazy German who is Dr. Like, I want somebody to like make like a deep fake or like edit a video where they're both talking to each other. Like one says like, it will not be difficult, and then like Werner Herzog, he says the bounty hunting is a complicated profession thing. I want to see like a conversation between the two. Like
I was alone, like completely by myself. I was playing for Grand Theft Auto like last night or the night before, and like for whatever reason, the lobby I was in, people kept setting bounties on each other, and I was like, I don't feel like doing any jobs, but I also want to play GTA, and I was like, I'll just go like full Django Fett tonight and just murder people indiscriminately. And like I got racked up so many in one night that I unlocked the bounty hunter achievement.
Yeah.
And I like not only out loud, but like louder than I should have in the middle of the night, just bounty hunting is a complicated profession. Like for nobody except myself.
I'd like to see the baby.
Yeah.
Good. Like, that's such great
I'm
stuff.
so angry he got killed. I'm so
That's right.
upset
And then he died. Like, oh.
Because Moff Gideon just like opened fire in that cantina. It was so disappointing.
Moff Gideon. Oh, I love that guy.
No, listen, Moff Gideon is a
kind
total
of.
pimp daddy. Like I love him.
Oh, I love him. And then the Darksaber showed up in his possession, and I'm like, oh, now I hate him. But like,
Who had the Darksaber last?
Bo-Katan's in the show. Like,
No, that's still a
I'm not
rumor. We
gonna
don't
hate
know
him
for
as
sure. We don't know for sure yet.
No, wait. Did she have it in Rebels? Or did she only have it in
Yes.
Clone Wars? Okay.
Sabine gives it back to.
Jared, I've heard from someone that has sources, inside sources.
Okay,
that, like,
I wasn't
yeah.
gonna make you bring that up here, but okay.
But like, yeah, that
All right.
as
So
vague as possible.
okay. Moving right along, this is a story that I know will interest both Connor and Alexis. You too, Mike, but you're not as much of an Ahsoka stan as these lovely folks.
Oh yeah.
So we have reporting from Star Wars Newsnet. New details on Ahsoka's appearance in season 2 of The Mandalorian. So this is a light spoilery thing that we're going to get into. Star Wars Newsnet has deliberately taken out any like really big plot elements. However, if you would just kind of want to know the vibe we're going to be getting from Ahsoka and The Mandalorian, buckle up. Here we are. Ahsoka will be wearing a Gandalf-style dark gray hooded robe.
She can have a damn pointy hat.
I hope. So
Weird, pointy hat.
she grows out a whole beard.
Not seen him for 6 months.
We will be seeing Ahsoka's not going to be like hooded the whole time. We'll get to see her face and everything. But she will have a hood on for a good bit of it apparently. Ahsoka will be wielding at least one lightsaber, is what this report is dictating. However, I know Alexis is going to like this, at least more than I did. She's back to using blue again. So the lightsabers.
Interesting.
And she leaves her damn thing on the planet.
Yeah, I mean, it
it's
makes
like,
sense that she would have
got-
lost her swords on Malachor whenever she fought Vader and the whole thing caved in. But
Yeah.
yeah, I also just really like those white lightsabers.
That's actually very true.
Too skinny.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
We already talked about
I
that.
need that's a good point, Jared.
Yeah, and they speculated.
man.
They speculated here, and I do want to kind of touch on this, that if Ahsoka is back to using like a traditional Jedi color, like blue, that maybe she's kind of like re-embracing and kind of like finding her religion again in the Force, as it were. But yeah, we got Ahsoka rocking a cool ass Gandalf style gray robe. We got the blue sabers.
That gets me so hyped. That like all that they say that her arc's gonna kind of be like just finding her religion in the Force again. That gets me nuts.
Why
That gets me
Gandalf?
hyped.
Say something.
Well, because have you watched all of Rebels?
No.
Okay. Because how like she
should.
gets saved through the world between worlds in the one episode. Whenever she shows up during like the final moments of the finale,
Yeah.
she shows up in this long flowing white robe with a staff, and she has a hood up. Like everybody, like even Dave Filoni was like, yeah, she's supposed to look like Gandalf. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're like just going to keep leaning into this Gandalf imagery and whatever. It also makes sense just for like the tone of the Mandalorian that she's kind of in something a little dingier.
It's like saying a cheeseburger looks like a lobster. Like,
No,
why
it's
would you
not,
combine?
because she came back from the dead and now she's wearing bright white and has a staff.
Oh, okay. But like
It's a loose comparison.
yeah,
It's,
but I mean, I guess. Yeah.
I hate
yeah,
when
it
you do
makes
this so
sense,
much.
but-
You make the weirdest comparisons and have the audacity for someone to be like, oh, they came back and now they're wearing white. They're like Gandalf. And then you nitpick. I hate you sometimes, bro. I'd walk through fire for you when you do shit like this.
I'm gonna have to agree with Jared on this one too. Yeah, it's a bit annoying.
You kill me sometimes.
But whatever.
You get me. You kill me.
You're killing me, Smalls.
This is the most important part of the article here that I do want to dive into a little bit.
Oh, I know what. Oh, yeah.
Continuing off of the details on her lightsaber, Ahsoka isn't just showing up in a giant cloak to stand and look at something for 30 seconds and leave. She is coming to fight. In our discussions with our contacts, we got the feeling that she gives, and I love this verbiage, that she gives off a Luke at the end of The Last Jedi vibe. In that sort of face down the whole First Order with a laser sword type energy. Not that like it will specifically be her projecting herself through the Force, but that same energy
Better not
of
do that
like
shit again.
well, no, but just that idea of like
Yeah, like I'm brave.
in the way that
I'm
like
doing
Luke,
something
that Luke
badass,
just put
yeah.
it all on the table was like, okay,
Let's do it.
fuck with me and find out. Like, yeah.
What was that meme I shared?
It's just Ahsoka Tano
Fuck
in a
around and find
nutshell.
out.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing with Ahsoka, where she's like, okay, you guys brought me out of retirement. Like, this is what's happening now.
Yeah.
She won't have a huge role in The Mandalorian, but they are going to use, but allegedly they're using her appearance there to kind of like pseudo test run with audiences to see how they receive her in live action.
I hope she uses electric judgment.
They will use the limited time she has in the show to showcase much of the character's look, personality, and physicality so that they can gauge how much her live action appearance interests audiences. But yeah, and this says, like we were talking about earlier, despite COVID-19 bringing the world to a screeching halt, The Mandalorian is well on the way. Lexi, I'm going to give you front row here first. How you feeling about your girl?
I'm excited.
Yeah?
Anything for Ahsoka I get excited about. I want to see it. I just want to see all of it. I want to experience it.
This is exciting because, like, this is again, not counting Saw Gerrera, because they even said that, like...
What's the truth?
Well, because they said before with Saw Gerrera, they were like, developing that character and went, well, wouldn't it be cool if we just slapped this name on him and made it the same person? Where there was kind of like an afterthought with Saw Gerrera, where like here, like this is the first time they were like, we are bringing a character into live action
Who is...
Yeah. Who's known as this icon in Star Wars animation. So it's a really big deal. And, Alexis, for people like you who like Ahsoka was like, like you were watching Clone Wars at the same age we all were, that like, I think that it's fair to say that Ahsoka was probably one of the first like real female Jedi that a lot of people latched onto. Like because she was so much easily accessible than a lot of like the comics and stuff.
Sense.
That like seeing her like finally get that kind of like, very, very Avengers Infinity War, like, all right, kid, you are an Avenger, like that kind of thing for her. Like, okay, you're live action, and that there's a certain group of people who are kind of like shitheads about Star Wars. We're like, well, if it's not in live action, it's not canon. So like when you have those people, like Ahsoka's here. Now it's all canon, buddy. Like, we're here. Get used to it. So, Connor, your thoughts on Lady Tano coming into live action in this report from Star Wars Newsnet?
Much excite. I mean, that's about the best way I can sum up my thoughts on it. I'm excited to see like how she sort of plays into the Mandalorian story.
Yeah.
And just how it also helps to enhance her own story during this time, like what we find out about her during this time. That's really all I got. I'm just excited to see. I'm optimistic about seeing her in live action. It's definitely going to be a bit weird if Rosario Dawson like fully voices her in addition to like actually playing the character. So that'll be like a bit weird to me.
That
but
makes
at the
sense.
same time, you could argue that because it's like about a bunch of years after Rebels that her voice could have gotten deeper. So like,
I mean, and Rosario Dawson and Ashley Eckstein don't sound that different. Like, obviously, like you can tell. You like,
oh really?
If you were to play, like, I'm not saying they sound identical, but like the difference between their voices isn't that bad, And Ashley Eckstein, yeah, and it would also be weird, like. I have no other way to put this without it sounding like really strange. But I just
There he is.
oh no.
Guys, somehow Palpatine's returned.
Oh,
What
dang
the
it.
kilted pull
Again.
down?
All right, I'm gonna go kill him again. I'll be back.
No, that's on Lexi. She's all the Jedi. That's her job.
Yeah, you right.
Are we still doing the show?
Yes, we are actually.
Hi, Knights. Bye, Knights.
Yeah. No, we're actually like wrapping. Oh, he actually left.
Oh.
I'm kind of sad.
That's what the
I'm big
divine does.
sad.
He'll come, then he leaves.
When somebody loved me. Anyway,
Don't do this.
Oh,
No.
we need to put that on the. Put that on the playlist.
no, I'm
No.
not putting that in the playlist. Again, I'm already gonna cry
That
because
would
we have
make-
Hoop Stank in there. I'm already just gonna like walk over to the lake and just weep by myself. I don't need to put that
Tears
in
will
there.
turn the lake into ice.
I don't like that. That kind of hurt. Anyway,
I don't.
so okay, I want to posit an idea here because whenever the Mandalorian first got underway, because it's post Return to. All right, since are you staying now, shithead?
I guess.
Okay, because I was about to give you the rundown on the story we were talking about.
Okay.
I opened my
whole
mouth to
bit was
do
I
it.
was just going to tell you Palpatine was back and then leave, but I'll stay.
My gosh.
So we're talking about what might be going on with Ahsoka in The Mandalorian. Basically, we're talking a gray flowy robe. What are you laughing at?
I'm Gandalf, and Gandalf means me. That's what she says. That's what Gandalf says. I mean, like, what? Like, come on, Gandalf. Like, do something else. Like, do like Master Faye from the original Clone Wars stuff. Like Gandalf, going to make this woman Gandalf. Okay, Gandalfa. Like, come on, guys. Sorry. Come on. We're going to draw comparisons between Ahsoka Tano and Gandalf. Like, what? Like, what is that? Like, we're gonna make her Saruman or something? Like, come on. We're gonna make Count Dooku Saruman Gandalf? Like, what? Come on.
Are you done?
Yeah, I
Mike,
think.
why are you like this?
The casting's
true.
all wrong. The casting's all wrong. It's actually Sir Ian McKellen playing Ahsoka.
That's what I mean.
Anyway, she's gonna have like the long, flowy gray robe. We're back to a blue lightsaber,
Interesting.
gone with the white. And that not only is her role in the story more than a cameo, she will see combat, and the verbiage that they use is that she is going to have, quote, Luke Skywalker at the end of The Last Jedi vibes.
That excites the crap out of me so much.
So, are we thinking this is where we see her pass into the Force?
So they also specify that like it's not that she's going to be like projecting herself from the Force.
Yeah.
Just that it's that like I'm going to put it all on the table and you brought me out of retirement for this. I'm going to whoop some ass now. Get out of my way.
Not Travis. I hope not. Like,
I mean, it would make sense though.
Well, they also
it
said
would, but like with what Filoni has with Ahsoka, like I would not be surprised. Like he definitely wants to tell as many stories as he can with her, so I would not be surprised if he doesn't off her in Mando. But at the same time, if he does, he could still tell stories about her as a Force ghost in that sort of netherworld realm and explore that avenue a bit more.
Yeah.
Are we still recording? I'm guessing we're not.
we are. We're still
we
hot.
are.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
crap.
still
I
hot.
totally hijacked Nights. I haven't been on Nights in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Dude, way longer. We had Bombad cast on what?
That'd be cool to see some Netherworld
March?
stuff.
I agree
March.
though.
Like we might see it with another character that I won't say on air, but yeah.
Oh my God, Connor, I hate that you know more than I do. I hate not having the scoops at hand, and you do.
I will tell you all after this ends.
Okay, I appreciate that. So this is a question I wanted to ask, and Travis, I'm glad you're here for it, because knowing that
Okay.
knowing that the Mandalorian takes place post Return of the Jedi, which means all the Inquisitors are gone, Vader's gone. Basically, the only notable Force wielder still kicking around right now is Luke. Like, aside from Ahsoka.
Yeah.
There would be no reason for Luke and Ahsoka to, like, go toe-to-toe.
Let's go to Pilio.
I never
like-
thought that we would see, like... I never thought... That killed Connor. I hated you for that.
The face Connor just made.
I went into the Mandalorian like assuming like, okay, if I see any lightsabers, it'll be the dark saber, and I'm probably not going to see that until like the last season. Clearly, I was wrong.
Thankfully, you were wrong.
Thankfully, I was wrong. I never thought going into the Mandalorian that there would even be the potential for a lightsaber duel. Do you guys think Ahsoka's going to go toe to toe with Moff Gideon?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel
Yes.
like that. I feel like she has to, right? Like,
Dude, I feel like it's going to be Ahsoka and Bo-Katan against Moff Gideon.
Maybe. I don't know.
Like-
I feel like if Ahsoka's gonna, if Bo-Katan's gonna show down with Gideon, that like it has to be single combat so that she can earn back the
Yeah.
dark saber.
Oh.
But I wouldn't be surprised if like earlier into Ahsoka's like showing up, and like Bo-Katan isn't present, that they have those two go head to head. Because like, Travis, say what you were about to say, because you were probably going to say the thing I'm about to steal from you.
oh, just that, like, if she's gonna be in combat, it just makes sense to have her
Yeah.
fighting, like the lightsaber wielder fighting. Lightsaber. The lightsaber wielder, like, fighting against the person with the dark saber, because like that little bit at the end of season 1 where we saw it, my thought was, okay, that's really cool. How does anyone fight against that without it just unless Mando comes into contact with a lightsaber somewhere?
Yeah,
But if Ahsoka's there,
you have somebody who can actually fence him.
He used a baby Yoda-sized one, which
Yeah.
is like a fourth of the size of Yoda's lightsaber.
Yeah.
It's like
gosh.
it's like a butter knife.
it's one of those it's one of those goddamn
Switchblades.
lightsaber spoons. in the
Yeah,
cereal.
yeah. That's exactly what
Oh my god.
He's like,
Like, just imagine, like, Moff Gideon turns on the saber, like, all menacing and everything, and then it cuts to Mando, and he just has a
Yeah.
saber spoon, and he turns it
Saber
on,
spoon.
and it's in the same comedic vein as when Poe turns on the flashlight in Rise of Skywalker.
no, then Mando says, I gotta get me one of those. Again, he used the same line.
The Mandalorian now has its own version of "I have a bad feeling"
Yeah,
about this,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
just the
It's, "I gotta
Mandalorian
get me
going,
one of those."
"I gotta get me one of those." Yeah, I just, in the same way that like Baby Yoda has become this like hive for like the Chicky Nuggy Chucky Milk memes, that like I like now with like the saber spoon thing and just Moff Gideon like kick on the dark saber, cut to Baby Yoda with a saber spoon, just I like a cookie puff, like just.
Because, like, well, so to counter that argument, though, how does that fight happen without Ahsoka just, like, force waving him into his ship and, like, walking away?
It would have to involve Moff Gideon coming like completely strapped, because like pre Vizsla put up a good fight against Obi-Wan
Okay.
a couple times, you know, and so like it would make sense that if Moff Gideon went
Put
into
up a
that
solid
fight.
fight against Maul.
I mean, granted, Maul wasn't allowed to use his Force abilities in that fight, and also Obi-Wan doesn't use
So
his
they
Force
might
abilities
still
in
do
combat.
that.
Yeah, and like Ahsoka isn't necessarily the
still
type
do
of
that,
person
yeah.
to like yeet somebody with the Force and like end that fight instantly and break every bone in
Yeah.
his body.
Yeah, I'm not saying, like, completely incapacitate him. I'm just saying, like, not, like, break every bone in his body, but enough to, you know, knock him back and knock him out for a second.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder now if they're still gonna adhere to at least that section of old Mandalorian creed and code with this sort of single combat for the throne of Mandalore and for owner of the Darksaber.
Yeah,
I'd imagine so.
Or hell, the fight might start and then Bo-Katan's like, "No, get away, he's mine." And I would like that a lot.
So cool.
I would like that a lot if Bo-Katan's like, no, like Ahsoka, I love you, honey. You help with that whole mall situation. This bastard, I'm going to kill him personally.
Wait, I feel like a dork. Did we ever get the identity of the lady who made the stuff? She died, right?
No, she didn't die because
The
she's
armorer.
right?
No, we didn't.
She's just one of those characters.
We didn't get anything yet.
We just know her as the armorer.
Maybe that's her. I don't know.
But yeah, lots of fun stuff coming down the pipeline. I'd like to see a lightsaber duel. Obviously, it's me. I always want to see a lightsaber duel.
Yeah, same.
Especially a live action one in a TV show. That'll be so cool to see.
A live action one in a TV show with Ahsoka Tano involving the Darksaber. Like, there's a lot to love about that potential situation.
I want to see some disciplined saber work. Also, like, I don't want just people just swinging shit at each other like we saw in the sequels. Like, I know, like, I think that's what we saw a lot more. I want more, like, prequels type stuff. Because that was fun.
Yes, just
also
spinning around each other pointlessly for 5 seconds.
Because they're effete snobs. That's all they did. They didn't have anybody to fight with, so they just played with themselves.
Ahsoka or Moff Gideon. They would both want...
Would they, though? Would they? If he's a Moff, he had to have been some pretty Machiavellian stuff to get to his position. So
I will also say that I would not say the combat in the sequels is undisciplined. You know, you have
it's too boring.
You have a novice
practical. There's a finesse to this stuff. Like Dooku would agree with me.
Okay.
Dooku would be like, the Jedi really have lost their way.
Okay,
like,
but
I mean, being we killed them all, but
look at the fighters who were involved, though.
Yeah.
You know, you have Rey,
and that's true.
Rey, for the most part, who was a novice,
right?
And then you have Kylo, who fights like Anakin, who's just coming out the gate like a berserker anyway.
Right. That's true, but still, I want to see more disciplined, fun, flourishy.
I understand that. We're all prequel kids, so we all get a little we all get a little toasty whenever there's like the interpretive dance of.
But I don't think it's useless the way they do that. I think it's sensible.
I mean, I'm specifically calling attention to the Obi Annie just.
Well, that's because
I understand the explanation.
You know my opinions on that fight.
I know the explanation. I like to meme on it, but.
Anyway.
One of these days we need to do a show that's just you and me arguing.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. I think it's long overdue. Yeah. We need to do that. Oh yeah. I agree.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So with that, I think we have reached the end of this episode.
We didn't do too bad time-wise.
No, we didn't. Not at all. If anything, I think we did really well considering we only had 4 stories. Well, Travis, since you're here, where can the lovely people find you?
They can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Travis Political, promoting the other shows a lot more because I'm on the other shows.
Which is fair.
And yet all of my followers are for Star Wars. So, like...
Well, you did do a whole lot of Star Wars podcasting back in 2019, so that would make sense.
That's true. That's true.
Connor, where can the lovely people find you, friend?
Lovely people can find me on Twitter at DepaBanana. They can find me on Instagram at ConmanJFO, and they can find me on Facebook, admin in the Alliance of Star Wars Fanatics, a Star Wars Facebook group that is, our whole mission is to just talk about Star Wars in a positive, constructive, and respectful manner. And we are also having, in 6 days, our Admin of the Year poll that we have each year since 2015, because the group was created on June 19th, or Juneteenth, as many people like to call it. So yes. I'm one of 12 or 13 admins there. Vote for whoever. I'm not really going to put in a whole campaign thing. Just check Tau Swift out if you need an escape from all the toxic hatred that the Star Wars fandom gives out every single day, all day. So
ruined my childhood.
That's what you sound like. Shut up. You don't go an episode without calling Legends the true canon. Piss off.
I'm not. Well, yeah, but I'm a noble fighter for the old way.
Mike, but
I know. I'm clowning you for the most part. You're good.
We'll see.
Alexis, where can the lovely people find you?
Instagram at acapella98 and Twitter at LexiLion98.
That they can. Can you guys tell that I'm like really nervous to do the outro?
Why?
Oh yeah,
because we messed it up the last time.
Oh right. Yeah, we don't want to see any screw ups this time. I'm sure there won't be. It would be a shame if there would.
Does it.
No one needs you to chuck in a cup, Jared.
Chuck in the cup.
Stop saying it. It's gonna make me stop. Okay. You guys can find me on Dark Chat.
Hey, you didn't ask me where they can find me.
I thought I asked you first.
Why do you
keep
forgetting about Mike?
Yeah, man. Because nobody loves me.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I normally count. I normally count on Mike to just kind of like in a real cavalier way, like tag himself in. That's not an insult to you. I know sometimes I have to like feed to like
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No. So where can the lovely people find you,
They can
Mike?
find me at DarthId415.
You say it into the microphone so they can hear.
They can find me at DarthId415 on Twitter, Miker Derling 45 on Instagram, and Mike Doling on Facebook. And yeah, man, meme school.
Yeah, man, meme school. You guys,
everybody stare at Jared.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DarkJedi2552. And you can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You could also go to our website, www.thenerdacademypodcast.com, where if you are feeling generous, you can chuck in a couple bucks. Mike is less than a centimeter away from my face. And help us keep the lights on around these parts.
Well done.
Also,
well done. Give him a clap,
man.
Yeah. Another huge thank you to the Waffle Wizard and Kason Brion, our $10 patrons. We appreciate your support so very much.
Yeet.
And love you guys dearly. With that, we are honored that you have joined us. Thank you for listening, and may the Force be with you always. Chuck in a cup.